They told me for years there was no money in podcasting. Well, they were all wrong.
I wish I could give you this great answer about how I got this MBA from Wharton or Harvard or something like that. Yeah. But the reality is I screwed up a lot, and eventually it all started working out. Fake it till you make it, so to speak.
If you figured it out.
Yeah.
And honestly, Zach, that's like the most American thing I've ever heard. Just fuck it, figure it out.
You just figure it out. And that's the deal, because I don't believe, especially with entrepreneurship, you're going to get a lot of value in formal education.
Yeah.
I'll take a guy that dropped out of high school and just hustled selling stuff out of the back of his car and doing stuff and built his cuppa more than someone that sits there and talks about, Keynesian economics and, pivot tables with macros on Excel spreadsheets to do forecasting. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur ever since I was a little kid. When I was very, very young, I would just do entrepreneurial type things. And as I started to grow and run through the corporate ladder, I was in the software industry for a while, then pharmaceuticals. I just soaked up as much as I could, Six Sigma, lean manufacturing, all these different types of courses and training on HR and interviewing and leadership, because I knew one day I was going to start something special. I truly believe God put me on this earth for a very specific reason, to change the world and to help people, and I'm fulfilling that now. Yeah. It wasn't pretty and it wasn't really easy, but that's the warrior's way. And so when I got out there, and I think I can really boil entrepreneurship down to 3 questions. And you talked about mentors. Absolutely. I've had tons of mentors. I've been mentors. I sometimes get more out of mentoring other people than I did when I was somebody who was mentoring me.
Definitely.
But here's the 3 questions that I ask every entrepreneur I work with, the 3 questions that are absolutely essential to growing a business. Number 1, have you solved a problem in a unique and elegant way? At the end of the day, it's all about solving a problem. And sometimes you have to convince people they have a problem that they don't even know they have. Number 2, what is your unfair competitive business advantage? Not illegal, not ethical. It's got to be unfair. And the reason I say that is we're David, and then the big companies are Goliath. We have to be able to beat them, not with our strength and size and power, but with our agility and our strategy. So an example would be of an unfair competitive business advantage is you've invented this paper cup that keeps your coffee warm, and you get in with Starbucks and they sign a 1-year exclusive with you versus nobody else. That's an unfair advantage. My unfair advantage was I only hired firefighters. I developed a network of 400 off-duty firefighters from all over the country to represent my products. And the reason that was an advantage is the big companies like Honeywell and MSA and Carnes and those other ones, they're hiring guys that are in suit and ties. Some of them had never even fought fire before. They're just slick sales guys. And I guarantee you the first question every firefighter asks when you show up at their station is, are you a firefighter? And if you're not, you'll never, ever get their respect and trust. It's very difficult. Right. The third one is you have to have kick-ass sales, marketing, and distribution. Without question, the most important of all those. You can take a really bad product, and as long as you put it through good distribution, you'll be successful. The Snuggie, stupidest idea in the world, billion-dollar brand because the way they distribute it.
Yep.
If people remember back in the 70s and 80s, there was a guy named Gary Dahl. He invented the pet rock. It was a rock.
It's a rock.
You put it in a box.
Yeah, it's a rock.
And it sold millions. Google it. Google the pet rock,
yeah,
Gary Dahl, DHL. But his marketing was brilliant. His distribution was brilliant. So if people can't find your product and they don't know about your product, it doesn't matter how good it is. And the trap that a lot of entrepreneurs fall into is they're so scared that someone's going to copy their idea. They spend so much of their most important resource, which is cash, on patents, when the reality is you and I can never afford a patent lawsuit. We may be able to afford the patent, but the patent's not worth anything unless you have the money to defend that patent.
Yeah.
So those are all the things that start to happen that you need to worry about. And then finally, distribution. For us, our turning point was getting Home Depot. We were doing really well. The company was making a lot of money. We weren't making a lot of profit. But when we got Home Depot to start distributing our products, it just took off from there.